Conducting a thoughtful, fair, and useful evaluation of the superintendent is both important and challenging. In this series of 5 short videos, school committee members and superintendents from 5 districts share their experiences as they developed, implemented, and now continue to refine the superintendent evaluation process.
School committees follow different processes for collecting and managing the evidence during the course of the year. Some of the practices that I've seen include making sure that when a presentation is made at a school committee meeting, the superintendent explicitly identifies what goal and what standard or element they're addressing in giving that presentation and in showing the progress that's being made. When that's done and the school committee gets to that final evaluation point, they're really reviewing material and evidence that's been built up during the course of the year rather than reviewing it all for the first time. So it seems much more manageable to the school committee in that regard.
You should be evaluating your superintendents. That's a giant piece of what a school committee does, and it should not be a rust evaluation.
It shouldn't just be this one point in time where we suddenly learn about what the superintendent has been up to, what the district has been doing.
Assessing progress on goals, I think, is best done year-long. As a goal, a SMART goal ideally should have key actions and benchmarks. So building a year-long agenda where presentations follow those actions and benchmarks and the school committee can stay updated on the goals, I think is a very effective practice in helping that assessing and monitoring.
All of the presentations at the school committee are aligned with her goals because everything is so aligned that it makes it easier for us to follow that evidence.
The artifacts in his memo are presented in a public meeting to the members of the school committee, also shared electronically, and that includes linkages to lots and lots of documents and things that have been created throughout the year.
Decided to put forth was a process where I'd write a 10 to 12 page document that'd be shared with the committee with hyperlinks to the artifacts so that the artifacts themselves could be viewed in context of what the goals were and also what the work was. And I share it with my administrative team. And the feedback I get and the feedback I experience personally is a sense of pride of the amount of work that we've done. Going back, as I'm now in that process now, looking at the past 2 years, it's a really helpful reminder of the work that's happened in the past and where we are and how we got here, and then it also is generative for me about where we might go in the future.
At this point in time, I give very little paper documents. I usually do links. I'll do a small narrative on something that I can't give them actually a link to. Because the goals are so tightly aligned, almost everything I do with them is an artifact. To the fact that school committee members will say, oh yeah, you talked about that at the meeting in November, now I remember. The artifacts are more on target for what they want to see. For many years, the artifacts would be agendas, calendars, meeting minutes. Now it's more substantial work. You know, it's always the strategy overview because in Melrose that's a running document. It may be examples of trainings we've done, you know, maybe the PowerPoint from a training. Sometimes it's an example of an evaluation that's been done at the lower level, obviously redacted for confidentiality. So the artifacts have gotten better.
In our district, there's conversation around evaluation, goal setting, and where we want to be frequently. So it's not okay, you ran all the way through the year and then the last meeting in June, this is what you got and have a good summer. So throughout the course of the year, I'll give them the evidence of where we're at. So it's through my updates, like I said, every meeting.
District-wide communication, known as the District Improvement Insider. It's a way that I'm able to update the committee and the community on progress being made on the district improvement goals for the year. When I get to the summative evaluation component of superintendent evaluation, a lot of the evidence I'm pointing to are the prior year's issues of the District Improvement Insider.
When I give my final report to the school committee in May, it is a final opportunity for me to provide additional evidence against the goals as well as against the elements that we've chosen from the rubric.
Keep the evaluation an ongoing conversation during the course of the year, not something they think about at the beginning, put away, and not think about again until it's time to write that composite evaluation. But the more conversations they can have around the progress that they're doing in the district, I think the easier the evaluation process is for everyone.
We hope you will use these videos and the accompanying examples, tips, and tools on the department's website to learn more about what school committees and superintendents are doing and learning as they partner to ensure a fair, thoughtful, and useful superintendent evaluation process.